A couple of SMGs to boot as well, so there is still, well, pretty heavy investment going in, and any damage that can be done by Virtus.pro will give them a great opportunity to actually break this one back. Either way, it is going to be the start for Sopvik. Gets the first kill onto Bialy. He's down and out. We are going to wait to see if there's any response from the Virtus.pro side, but we really aren't expecting too much in this sort of scenario. And, well, we're looking towards these Deegs to see if they can just pull out a little bit of magic. We know that there are definitely players on this roster who can do just that. Snacks with some absolutely phenomenal moments throughout the year, but I think, well, last year I suppose it is now. Davkos doing his best with the not so long range UMP, but well, other than that, we are still just waiting. 50 seconds left on the clock. Davkos, well, he's going to be making some money alongside Sopvik. And Pasha just tapping away, but they really aren't achieving too much. Ubik, well, he's going to go pushing, try and take these remaining players down, just make this round nice and clean, because really all we're waiting for is the buy going into the next round where those AKs will come out. Couple of SMGs are actually going to be kept into this round by the Team Russia side, obviously trying to make themselves some money. A little bit of a bonus round, but still quite a heavy investment actually being taken, and a hell of a lot of utility as well. That's always the thing with this third round buy. We know that you're never going to have that full utility over on that T side. Early damage done, but it will actually be Hooch to get the kill. Goes down to 4 HP. Taking this early aggression actually switches the SMG for the rifle, meaning that his teammate can pretty much take this one full. Look at the amount of damage actually done early on by the utility of the CT side. Snacks and Neo both down below a 70 mark on HP, and will be Ali taking a little bit of a hit as well. Hooch, of course, being this low can be a little bit of a detriment, but at the same time they have the man advantage, and he can just sort of be a little bit of cannon fodder, even just a little bit of an info finder for the rest of the team. Either way, waiting to see the execute that actually comes out for the T side. Got a minute left on the clock. They do have a couple of smokes to play with, but it isn't anything too impressive, and they really have to decide cleverly where they're actually going to throw these nades. They throw a decoy actually down, but it is going to be Neo entering onto the site. That's the first kill after the initial engagement, and look at Sop. He's just underneath waiting for this push to come in. Snacks isn't actually going to check the spot. This gives a great opportunity. The flash comes in, however, and Bialy will be able to capitalize. 35 seconds coming up on the clock and a 3v3 in play. And, well, this is starting to come back. Bialy doing a lot in this round. He's going to get himself a second kill already. Hooch low, but there's actually another player coming from CT. Not really looking in the right direction. Bialy will eventually fall, but he's taken his third kill, leaving it down to Pasha and Neo. Ubik has managed to bring it back to the 1 versus 1. Got a kick, got plenty of utility to play with. Doesn't know where his opposition is, but it's Neo, the Clutch Meister, ready to try and bring this one back. And of course he will. Virtus.pro straight back onto the board, but not in any sort of dominating fashion. A very, very close round coming in. Even with the round when we see Virtus.pro actually coming out the back of that round with the worst buy. Better nades in play, but it's Pasha down to just a Deeg, which is really going to be the kicker. Bialy looking for the opening pick, and a Deeg just running straight into his crosshair. Very risky play and almost somewhat suicidal to try and just run out into the crosshair of someone such as Bialy, who's been doing very well finding these kills so far. Hooch will be there to trade. Of course, one of the remaining players from the previous lineup. Still going to be the rifle back into Pasha as well. So this trade has actually worked quite nicely. Going to go pushing aggressively. JM has actually taken the push and gets the frag as well, bringing it back to a 4 versus 3. The advantage standing with Team Russia. Connector control has been taken, but the player over towards short in the form of Davkos could actually be the one to really do the damage. Hooch close, and Sopvik going to be able to do the damage in the end. Davkos then pushes through from ladder room. And that's going to be the break back. Virtus.pro, well, they're going to be in a dire straits here with their economy. Pistols will be forced up. Virtus.pro obviously without the economy to really do too much, and realistically, going into the next round, the buy wouldn't be any better, so they're just going to risk it now, try and get the economy back into their hands. And some early nade damage again. Taz down to just 8 HP, really taking the brunt of those nades. Nice start for the CT side. They actually do have 2 players over towards CT at the moment, so there is a pretty good opportunity for Virtus.pro to get themselves a bomb plant. Not looking too good at this stage, but they do have the smokes to do it. And now they're just going to go barreling onto the site. The bomb plant is the minimum they're going to try and get. Neo will be able to trade out an early frag, and actually Pasha with another, bringing it to a man advantage. Taz with the headshot onto Davkos, and somehow this round is actually working wonderfully. JM will be able to trade one back, bringing it into the 3 versus 2, but 2 rifles have been picked up by Virtus.pro. Now they're going to have to try and work as a team to actually get themselves back into the round. JM pushing out very openly onto the side. He has support from Connector. Bialy will, however, finish him off, and Ubik really just has to try and back out of this round. Will be able to take one. Looking for Pasha, very aggressive positions being taken by Virtus.pro. But they're going to get themselves a second round on the board. The break back with the pistols and the economy hit is going to be massive onto the Team Russia side.
Hey, Tom.
Welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
The throat's feeling all right.
It's a slight communication issue going on here.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware I was supposed to be casting.
There's a lot of booths as well. So
I know, yeah.
Did you go into a few others?
Yeah,
Cast some Dota,
yeah,
some StarCraft?
bit of a maze going on here. So what's going on here?
Well, they've just broken back with pistols, and VP are looking to try and capitalize now versus pistols. But Hooch, well, he's going to start things off, but trades quickly available. And should be a fairly easy round in the end for Virtus.pro.
So I'm going to assume Russia won the first round and the 2 following rounds, and now Virtus.pro is getting back into getting the groove of things. I
think they won. No, they won an early 3rd round because
Okay.
they had the AKs, and then lost straight back versus a buy from Team Russia.
Fair enough. Do we have an IP here I can get into?
This is just a cleave feed. I don't have an IP.
Oh, never mind. Never mind then.
I think that will have to come from a voice in our heads.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's hope the
anything
voice
about
in our
the IP.
heads is listening to us.
But yeah, the buy coming back in for both teams. Of course, Team Russia taking quite a hit in the last couple of rounds, but they do have Davkos back with the AWP. Bialy actually playing right on the edge of the smoke, but obviously there's a wall in the way.
It's true. Now, things are slowing down. And Virtus.pro just taking their sweet time. What looks like when they take over middle, maybe push connector a little bit. Kind of try to see what Russia is doing with their CD setup before deciding upon where they want to commit, which is a pretty viable way of playing this map. A lot of teams do that usually. You take over that part of the map, and then if you get a pick, you might just run away with it.
Yeah. Mid control, it does seem to be very hefty at the moment, in fact, from Virtus.pro. They do have a little bit of presence in under, but they're just trying to find this pick. Pasha, well, doesn't actually spot anyone. It's Hooch to find the early aggression from this CT side. They're just going to fall back now, but Virtus.pro are trying to take this sort of control of short by the seams of things, but they haven't really gained too much. All they've done is lose a player and just trying to push back over towards the B site. Quite a good hold as well from the CT side. They've got players ready for this push.
Yeah, it's going to be tough considering there's 2 up close on B bomb side. We see here JMQA just waiting for that push to come in. Pop flash. He's going to nail it though, so that's going to be Virtus.pro getting the initial kill.
Nice work so far. It will be traded out, and actually, well, until we see the loss of Davkos, it is a 3 versus 2 down to a 2v2. Bomb should be planted. Who's trying to spray away to deny it? There was only 10 seconds left on the clock, but either way, Virtus.pro now in a position, but the rotation coming out from Sotfik will give themselves a good chance to actually pincer onto the site. They don't have a kit in play, however, but there we go. Sotfik finds one. Now looking for the position of Neo over towards bench. He's actually going to go aggressive, try and take this back to a 1 versus 1, holding an angle where he can't be killed from behind. But it's getting to the point now. Hooch pushes through. There's that 1v1 duel. Looking at Neo, just playing this so perfectly, and he takes both down. Wonderful stuff. Another round on the board for VP.
Yeah, that's just experience kicking in from Neo, isolating this 1-on-2 into 2 individual 1-on-1s and playing it so perfectly, winning it in the end. And I felt like JMQA was in a bit of a tough position himself there. By the car, volatile for any pop flash. He gets pop flash, gets taken down, and that's going to be a really crucial initial kill. Because had he be able to take at least 1 kill and not die right away, I think this round would have turned out totally differently. So it's the small things that matter.
Back to, of course, Pistols again. It has been very backwards and forwards so far in this match. Both teams taking hits to their economy, but a sort of pistol round win that came in for Virtus.pro, or the force-up win that they managed to get, really did help them out.
It's very tough on CT side, especially when you're playing a low economy. That means that you kind of have to gamble. You need to make pushes, make plays that are not exactly going to be from a conservative point of view. Instead, quite the opposite.
Steering over towards bench. Doesn't actually realize until it's too late, and well, a little bit of damage being done, but it is just that point at the moment where Team Russia, they don't have the money to really do too much. The flank from Hooch will be scripted and, yeah, clean things up. Nice run from Virtus.pro, and finally starting to stabilize their economy a little bit to a point where they're not just going to get eco'd straight out if they lose the next round. Yeah,
that's always going to be a positive thing. On the other hand, Russia does not have that luxury. They're going to be, once again, fully committed to this. Yeah, all the dollars pretty much spent. An up in play on Davkos as well. We'll see where he positioned himself. Seems like they're not going to be putting a lot of investment in the middle, while Virtus.pro wants to take it over. Yeah, it obviously big shoes to fill after it was World Edit in there previously, and he was sort of playing a much freer style than he's used to. Was incredible in the qualifiers, actually helping them get to the final. It was Electronic and World Edit really carrying the way. So. And they actually beat Virtus.pro in the semis to actually get there. So obviously a different roster. Yep.
Doesn't seem to have the same impact as of yet. Those two players really did go absolutely crazy in a lot of the rounds. But they have been replaced by Davkos, who is a competent AWPer. Obviously they had CIS Minor. We saw that they actually won that with him in it, but didn't really do too much in the qualifier. So it kind of went back. It was the other Russian that did well. Davkos, however, will start things off, getting a couple of kills, and at the moment they're being shut down.
Yep, that's a solid start from Russia for sure. Being able to stop that push, down the Snacks and Bialy to do things, but just Bialy, he goes down as well. That's going to be execute, totally just dismantled by the Russian side. Well, so as we said before, Virtus.pro still having money in the bank, so they're going to be able to buy into this, regardless of the fact that they lost the previous round. Still full buy and op on Neo, AKs across the board, all the utility you can think of to play with.
Yeah, that little bit of extra money they were able to keep does actually get them moving. However, Davkos now, even with armor in this round, so a little bit of extra money from what they previously had, but they're still on that sort of brink that if they lose the round, they will be going straight back to eco, so not really a round they can afford to lose. Same position again. We've seen Bialy do this just moments before, and well, actually JM has been caught out a couple of times, so has to be a little bit careful. Almost happens again, but able to just about get away with it. Once more, mid-control seemed to be a focal point of Virtus.pro's game, and with Snacks already quite far up in the connector, could be getting ready to pounce over towards the A side.
Yeah, very slow start. A minute had already been spent. No kills on the board for either side, but map control being lost a little bit for the CTs, as we do have a Virtus.pro player right now in connector, and that's always going to be a bit of a danger for the CTs. Not able to have as much information. Usually what it means with the CTs is that you kind of have to push somewhere else, but it's going to be Virtus.pro with the push coming into the B-bomb site.
And Pasha getting very far in. Davkos doing his best to trade things out, but it has just been very, very quick. Sophic on the site has a good opportunity, though. If he can find one more, Neo is the only player actually ready. There's no trade, but Snacks just about gets there in time to catch him off. Very, very close from Sophic, and well, 6-4 up, Virtus.pro will manage to win themselves another round. And unfortunately, although very, very close, that does mean Team Russia are back to pistols once again.
That's the rough part about not being able to string rounds together, right? I mean, you're just going to get reset with your economy. And again, like we said, CT side, tough to play with low economy. But it's Virtus.pro just showcasing how good they are, hitting bomb sides, trading kills effectively, and just keeping the advantage on their side for the most of that whole round.
Yeah, much faster pace coming in for Virtus.pro. Snacks starting things off, finding the lurker in Palace, and well, once again, it is just these pistols trying to do their best, but can't really expect too much to come of it. Any real damage would be nice. The Virtus.pro economy isn't anything too sound. Some of the rounds have been pretty close, but at the same time on the T side, everything is just that little bit cheaper, a little bit easier to get by on, and well, coming into the last bit of the round, all really a beat can hope for is that maybe save his Kevlar or to get a gun in play.
Yeah, for Virtus.pro, the good thing is that they have so much experience together as a team that they can just go by that default all the time, grind middle, and then just they're good at making all the fly calls. And that's what it's all about. When you take over middle, you kind of try to feel what the CTs are doing, and once you get that idea, you just progressively go towards a certain bomb site, or you just fall back, you go for an A execute afterwards. There's so many options you can choose from. So it's a very, very good way of playing CST side on Mirage.
Yeah, well, so far, so good. Got themselves 7 rounds already on the T side. Not quite as good as what we saw from Tyloo earlier, but a very different game, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was an interesting best of 2, if you think about it. 2 very one-sided maps. Both teams just destroying T sides.
I'm interested
I
to
think
see
the coordination you need on the CT side of Mirage is actually, it is something that you need to, as a concept, needs to be in your head. Like, what's the protocol that we have when we lose middle or middle gets contested by the Ts? You kind of need to have certain flashes and means and ways to try and counter that. Or if you're going to play passively towards there, then you kind of have to make a play either A palace or A slope or in B apps. You always kind of have to try to make a play at some point or some part of the map. Otherwise, you're just not going to have any information, and you're just hoping to basically get lucky.
Yeah, will be a buy actually coming in for the CT side. Hooch doesn't actually have a weapon in play at the moment. Well, he's got his CZ, but that's about it. Don't really have too much utility to play with either, which, well, against the Virtus.pro side that does just like to barrel onto the sites, it's not going to be easy for them to actually hold off this defense. Bomb currently playing alone over towards this B site. A little bit of a risk, especially with JM liking to go aggressive over towards those apartments, but still not gambling too much, and it does seem like the CT, or the Ts are just waiting for some sort of aggression. Snacks is going to go for this peek. I think he may have actually caught a pixel, and as the aggression come out, who actually does manage to get himself a kill, bringing things down to a 5v4.
I think the whole idea of the bomb going B halls is trying to show it there so that they see on the minimap that the bomb's in B halls and then just walk off on A. It totally surprised the CTs, but obviously Hooch getting that kill with the ZZ is going to reset the whole situation. Virtus.pro has actually made their way towards middle. Pasha with an AWP trying to get a peek. He does get a kill in a DAV call, so that's going to equalize the situation. And now it's decision time right now for Virtus.pro. Are they just going to commit on this kill and go towards that A bomb site?
Yeah, especially with the kill onto Hooch, just going to make things a little bit easier. Sophic, he's been doing well so far, but he's got a lot to do. Try and hold them in as the rotation comes around. Already positions in pallet or in jungle as well will make things very difficult for the rotators to actually get in, but planting the bomb, that may be a little bit more difficult. They are going to go for the plant over towards short, but JM already finding one, gives it a 3v2, and actually a great opening, leaving just Neo left, does manage one. But it will be the trades that work out, and just catching players as they're trying to clear angles. Team Russia get themselves another round on the board.
Again, it's going to be a tough situation for them, though. Only 2 surviving this round. Next one is going to be big. I'm not sure what the money situation is like for Virtus.pro, but I would imagine they still have money to buy. And they will, I think, regardless of their money situation, commit into this 100% because they know that it's going to be worth a lot in terms of rounds. Well, there's still enough money for them to make a viable buy. So they're definitely going for it. As we can see right now, Rush is going to 100% just commit into this one. They still do get an op in play, but should they lose this one, they're going to be in a world of hurt in this half.
Yeah, it's been the case for them all the way through so far, just not being able to string rounds together, as you said. And, well, especially when it comes in when they go back buying. Although it worked that time, a lot of the problem is they don't have the utility to play with. Once more aggression comes out, and, well, Hooch is going to go down to the likes of Pasha, making things just a whole lot more difficult. Especially this time, it seems quite interesting they go more for the aggression in the rounds where they actually have the utility and not so much when they don't. Well,
I mean, it's just the way of playing CT side. A lot of the times it's about hyper-aggression in middle or hyper-aggression here in B apps. As you can see, this is the all-or-nothing position from JMQA. Goes down without getting a single kill. That's mission failed for him.
Yeah, now the CTs, this is decision time. Is this really worth the attempted retake?
Yeah, you need to get a kill like straight away or just back off and save your weapons.
Yeah,
at this point,
exactly what happened.
Get out of here.
Yeah, especially when, well, 3 players alive AWP onto Davkos, still a great opportunity for them to actually pull out a round. Hooch as well, been playing with the CZ, doing absolutely fine. So it definitely seems like the right decision to make. It will give the half over to Virtus.pro, but definitely not worth challenging, especially on the B site, where if you have the sort of man advantage on the T side, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. It's so many angles you have to cover, so it's literally just impossible unless your opponent just mocks the situation up. But you're not going to expect that to happen when you're playing one of the best teams in the world right now, in Virtus.pro. But as we can see, money is not going to be pretty for Russia. But those 3 saved weapons are going to be the saving grace. They're still going to have a decent buy here.
Yeah, and more importantly, if they do actually manage to win this round, they should, well, it won't guarantee, but it should give them a great chance to actually win the next, because Virtus.pro, they don't have a lot of money themselves. They invested almost everything, or if not everything, into the previous round as an attempt to win. Of course, still lacking a little bit on utility on the CT side on some players, but you got to beak quite a bit to spare. I'm going to see still a couple of players over towards this A site, but the rotation quickly coming in from under, and it is looking like a pretty standard split.
Yep, that was a smoke coming from towards A slope to split off connector. Yeah, people right now just going into connector, Paul flashing through it, and that's going to be the rush coming from Virtus.pro.
Oh, and Davgods just caught out completely. A decent position from Sophic again, fighting this round back to try and give them an opportunity. Losing 2 men early on, but he's quickly traded it back into a 3 versus 3. But the position of Pasha could be the one that completely ruins the round. 2 players could be caught out by this push. They're actually just going to be completely oblivious to his situation. This should be the lineup for Pasha. There's 1, there's 2. Round done and dusted. JM, he's got himself 8 HP, doesn't have a kit, doesn't have any utility to play with. And both players on either side, there's no chance.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. Impossible, to be honest, Pasha with 3K, I think, in the end, to put that round for Virtus.pro. And a nice strat there from the Polish guys. The smoke basically had 3 people go middle. There's a smoke in front of connector, and seemingly Virtus.pro just waltzing their way into middle and into connector, pop flashing through that smoke that was thrown by them. And yep, then just equally training, making it in there 3-on-3, get in the bomb site, get the bomb down, and win that after plant. And which now looks like it might be double digits for Virtus.pro going into the second half.
Yeah, all it's going to be is pistols once again with 1 UMP onto Sophic. Has had his moments in this half, but yeah, it hasn't been stringing rounds together at all. They've just been winning the odd one with a couple of nice plays. Well, it doesn't look like it's happening this time. Already getting cleaned up. It will be the aggression from Sophic just to try and get himself out of a hole. And now they're down to a 2 versus 5. Weaponry, well, pretty much everything in the favor of VP, and they will be taking this one 10-5 in the first half.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty first half for them. I'm sure they're pretty happy with that. A lot of it just coming down to them playing great defaults, making sure that they have map control in their way, and even when they were down-numbered, they would still be able to get into the bomb sites eventually, trading effectively, and just showcasing that they have more firepower, they have more experience, pretty much everything right now going for them in this matchup.
Yeah, well, I think the only real thing I've heard about Virtus.pro that might have been a bit worrying was that one of them was actually ill or something. I think that always seems to happen.
I mean, yeah.
WESG's not really been very lucky for them so far.
Another point is that it's been an extensive break with the holidays just being around, and usually Virtus.pro is not at their prime when it comes to coming back from such a period of time where not a lot of Counter-Strike is being played. But yeah, well, they're here to prove us wrong.
Oh yeah, also, like, a lot of money on offer, but at the same time, we know that they are going to be trying to get back into the swing of things anyway, because the major is up and coming. So, yeah, definitely a good way to do it. And well, look at the aggression already from Taz. Manages 1, will be quickly traded out, but a lot of information gathered, although the bomb over towards ramp will mean that the split is going to be coming in. They have actually got themselves onto the site as well, and with the loss of Pasha, it leaves it with a 3 versus 2 in favor of the Russian side. Snacks playing in the smoke, no surprises there, does a lot of damage, doesn't manage to kill, but Neo has in the meantime, finds himself a second, and Ubik will be finished off by Neo getting all 3.
Yeah, what an important round there for Virtus.pro as well. I think that's going to make things that much harder for Russia. Guess a pistol round win could have easily put this very close to being equal, and then it would have come down to that 1 weapon round to equalize it, and then the situation very easily snowballs from there out. So, important one there for Virtus.pro for sure. As you can see, Russia opts to go for the force buy into the second round. They have a couple of smokes of flash, Eagles, Tech 9s, P250s all across the board. Let's see what they decide to do with it. Seems like a B push is on its way.
Yeah, Pasha's going to be up close as well with that MP9, so plenty of money to be made going into the future rounds, of course, as you said. Virtus.pro getting themselves into a very good position with that pistol round, and, well, it's just Pasha ready and waiting. I'm expecting a mowdown. The timing could have got him a little bit there. He's actually just facing away, but just relying on the smoke, and we'll go back into the corner. Doesn't actually have much support in terms of his remaining players, but we do have the loss of Hooch, and actually he's going to get taken down, so bomb plant is going to be got for the T side. Now the CTs have to try and retake.
Yeah, and they got isolated by that smoke and short as well, so they're going to have to wait a little bit for it to fade away before initiating, because it could be very hard for them. Ubik, though, is going to get that kill. Want to be Ollie, so 3-on-3, but Virtus.pro, they seem to be taking the driver's seat once again.
Yeah, making the retake possible so far. Still the Tech 9 in play, and he's going to be the only one left, isolated, as Neo comes rushing around the corner. Time was ticking away, but
good patience. Good patience from Virtus.pro, though. Like, not really rushing into it, knowing that, you know, just wait for the smokes to fade away and then go together, make sure we're getting those kills together. As long as they have kind of coherence on how they attack the bomb site, you know, they'll make it work, and because they have the superior weaponry in that situation, right? So they make it work in the end.
They're actually going to be dropping a rifle in this round, so going to go for another buy on the Team Russia side, trying to get this one early, catch off Virtus.pro using that bomb plant. We'll actually get 3 rifles to play with, but it does mean that 2 players are left with very, very little and no armor. A Deeg at least, but Hooch is just going straight for a Glock, so will pretty much just be, well, not even an expensive decoy, just a bit of a decoy in this round.
Exactly. Let's hope they have a play in this round. Some kind of a strat they can throw, an idea. How do we approach it? We have a Galil, Zone AK. Let's go middle and get wrecked by UMP. That's the strat. That's the go-to strat, boys.
Yeah, Hooch at least manages to get a Deagle and will be the first of his team to get a kill. The player who had absolutely nothing will retrieve an AK. Galil in the hands of JM, but of course Hooch doesn't even have any armor, and JM 7 HP. It is not looking good at this point in time, and this gamble, well, all it really has done is just delay their buy a little bit longer and push Virtus.pro even closer to that map point.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it, but in my opinion, when you're an underdog as massively as Russia is, I'm not really sure if you don't have proper plans on what do we do in this situation. I'm not sure you should go for it. Just save that one, and then kind of go grind some things you know. Give yourself a real chance at it, but they've gone for the full YOLO mode.
Yeah, and the thing is, in the qualifier, that did work for them.
Yeah,
but I just feel like the level of talent was also through the roof. I think Electronic is one of the best youngsters at the moment, just incredible aim. So to just unleash him was worked wonderfully. And I think Virtus.pro, it was also, like, I have to take the point that they had already qualified by then. And I don't know whether they took the foot off the gas, but that's what it seemed to be at that point. At the qualifier, there wasn't a huge amount of money on offer. They knew they were through. They just sort of coasted, and they got caught off by the Russia guys.
Well, it can happen. I mean, if you're not 110% focusing in your game, it can definitely happen easily. Now we finally do see a save round here from Russia. Just a couple of flashes. P250s and a B-push coming in. Pasha could be in for a treat here. Gets 1, but does he get more? Well, does 1 more. Oh, big 3 in total.
Oh, they all burn as well.
There's flames coming in.
It was actually Neo to catch nearly all of those players. Pasha gets the first, but it's Neo on the cross, and well, Avik just in a horrible position. Will fall as well to Snacks coming in on the rotate. Started very, very close, but since then it's been pretty dominating, and once the pistol went the other way, it did look over. As you said, the Force, it was high risk and didn't really look very strategic at all. They got shut down very, very quickly. And
also thanks to Virtus.pro pushing middle and like them making a play instead of passively waiting for Russia to do something. So also it has to give kudos to Virtus.pro themselves that they opted to make a play in that situation.
Yeah, we may be seeing the one and only buy of Team Russia on this T side, unless they can make something of it. Definitely want to see Davkos a little bit more, trying to find something on the picks. He is playing quite passively at the moment. Any utility thrown in that direction would do quite a nice amount of damage. One player over towards mid will be Hooch once again, and Well, Virtus.pro seem pretty keen to take control of this. Davkos, there we go, gets that entry onto the site. Now the rotation comes in from Taz. Trades one back, but he's caught out with a nade in his hand. JM to train things back, but Neo once again finding another and a second. Make that a third for Snacks, and this has just been completely shut down. Hooch in a 1 versus 3, and even the low players can't be taken down at this stage.
That was weird, because like, what a simple strat from Russia. Send Hooch middle, everyone else come from A slope. Davkos peeking with that up. He gets the first pick. I think they get the first 2 picks of that round. They still manage to lose it. I mean, you should be able to take full control of that bomb site, have everything covered. Instead, Neo with those 2 big kills equalizing the situation, and then it just falls apart for Russia.
Yeah, well, now they're just going for the jumble sail by, trying to push down mid once again. It hasn't worked before. They will take down Snacks, but after he gets 2 kills, JM going very aggressive to try and catch Taz, and he does. It pays off. 2 players on short, however, will be ready and waiting, and Pasha is going to get 1. Takes a lot of damage in return, so there is still a small opportunity at least, but the bomb stuck in top middle is pretty much the worst position it can be, and really needs to try and get away and at least have something, although it doesn't look like Virtus.pro are going to re-peak anymore.
Yeah, Neo getting some information in B apps, but he's going to think better of it and just fall back, let the T's make the play at this point in time. It does seem like Ubi was going to be absent the bomb, but decides not to. Well, when I say Neo is not going to make a play, he does try to make one. Not sure that was necessary, really. It does become a 2-on-2. Health situation is pretty even, actually. You look at it, but now it's not anymore. It's going to be JMQA alone here. 11 HP.
Oh, nice positioning as
down.
well. Yep, it will be, well, Virtus.pro taking themselves that first map. And to be honest, after the very beginning, which you weren't here for some of it,